I don't know if you saw the bunny rabbit that just ran away. I tried to catch him. Not catch him, because that's just wrong. Leave them alone. But, I tried to catch it on camera. Hopefully that actually... hopefully I got it on in time. Because he was just chilling there, and then I guess the second I hit record, he or she decided to bolt. As bunnies often do. Anyways, it's been a while since I've had sort of an update. I think the last long video I did was recent, but it was sort of a backwards, kind of going over various eras of my life that I've brought up in passing before, but wanted to put it into time frames the way people often do in chunks of time. But this one is actually moving forward. For years and years I've been a writer. I've done a bunch of various projects. I've written political speeches. I've written copy for various human rights petitions. I've also published a few short stories and poems, but most of my work was, just doing nonfiction stuff and commentary and kind of working on the fiction on my own. And now that I've gotten the proper fiction muscles developed, I mentioned a while back that I would be, going public, starting a professional fiction career. And as I've also mentioned before, I really hated the idea of traditional publishing. I hated the idea of doing all the work to create and then having a pimp who takes all of my money and gives me, just a little bit to keep me producing for him. And that's kind of what traditional publishing really is. So, oh my God, look at this. Clearly I'm not a cameraman. But trust me, I think my writing's a little more professional. I stick to my day job, I guess. But, so traditional didn't work for my perspective on art. And I don't like the idea of non-creators making money off the backs of creators, making more than the creators themselves. So, anyways, the next option was indie publishing. But, huge companies have pimped themselves into that industry now too, like Amazon, where I would do all the creative labor and then all of the marketing labor as well, and give Amazon some of my money just for being there, I guess. Not entirely sure what the point of them is, other than to make money off of actual people's labor. But, so even that wasn't going to work. And I mentioned a while back, probably several months ago, curiosity about Substack. Well, I can officially announce that's where I went. I've gone live there within the last week. I've started uploading short stories that I've written over the years, several that I wrote in a creative spurt last fall. And right now there's only like 4 or 5 up, mainly because I've only been there 3 days, and I'm slowly trickling the stories onto my publication, just so that they'll sit in the archives for anybody who subscribes and wants to read. Now, you can subscribe for free, and there's not even a paid option. I don't believe art should be commoditized. Now, in the future, I might put up some sort of monetary mechanism where if you feel like it, if you feel that my work has brought some value to your life and I should be able to, pay my electric bills and food bills and that kind of stuff so that I can stay alive and keep doing that, I mean, yeah, you'll be able to do that. But you will not have to ever pay amount A for creative work B. It's never going to be an exchange like that. I hate that idea. I think art should be out there for everybody to access at all times. But I also think artists should be allowed to live. And in this current capitalist hellscape, the only way to do that is, unfortunately, with those stupid things called money. But we're not going to worry about that right now. And like I said, you'll never ever have to pay that to read anything I write. But if you want to check it out, check out the few stories that are up. And up until my backlog is up on the site in the archives, it'll probably be several stories a week, one every day or two. And then once I get that exhausted and I catch up to the stories that I'm writing currently, then it'll probably be one story every week or two, but you'll at least get 2 short stories every month, at least. That's the plan. When I hit my hike next year, of course, that's going to be a different thing. But my number one hope is to have enough banked and to slowly trickle out all the old archive stories that it should seem like the same time frame for everybody. And right now, I've got virtually nobody reading. Granted, I've only been there like 3 days, but who knows? I mean, I hear from the few people who've read my work that, people are going to love this. And I know from stuff I've published in the past, it was very well received. But like I said before, most of my stuff was in nonfiction, and I'm going a different route now. I think in some ways fiction is truer. So if you want to go read my stories, subscribe to my Substack. The publication is called Feral Kin. It's 2 words, Feralkin. Now, in the internet language, that would be feralkin.substack.com. That's, of course, the usual URL. But, check that out. Give some of those a read. And if you like my voice, if you like what I have to say, and you want to stay in the loop, go ahead and subscribe. It literally will never cost you anything that you don't ever want to give. So, I'm going to go play with a tennis ball. Wow. How the hell did that get there? From way the hell over there. There's where the tennis courts are. Somebody must have whacked the shit out of that. Anyway, I'm going to finish my training for the day and profusely apologize again for the awful camera work. But, you don't come to me for the camera work. At least I hope not. God, honestly, if you are, you should probably go see an optometrist. But anyway, like I said, feralkin.substack.com is where all of my fiction is going to be until the world burns down, which, might not be too long from now, so you better get reading.